Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Hope you are well. So today in this video, I am going to discuss about a literary phrase you can say, and the phrase is willing suspension of disbelief or the suspension of disbelief. This is a term that is coined by Samuel Taylor Coleridge in his literary criticism that is named Biographia Literaria, that was published in the year 1817. So what is this? Actually, if we go through this phrase word by word, then we can easily understand what is this, what is the meaning of this phrase is. Okay, so the first word is willing. That means you have the will, or we can say the reader who is reading some literary pieces. We can say he has the will, he has the interest. Then the second word is suspension. Suspension means to suspend. Okay, suspend, or we can say not to give any priority to anything. Okay, suspension of disbelief. Disbelief means not to believe something. Okay, so what is the meaning of this phrase is, when a reader, or we can say any person who is reading a literary piece or viewing a artistic thing, or any movies or anything like that, then if the reader find any semblance, any likeness or human interest in any narratives, then actually if he is given, or if he is reading anything implausible, or we can say that cannot happen in this real world, or that is above the logical thinking, then we can say that the reader will completely ignore what is going before him and completely becomes illogical. Actually, he is suspending his logical sense, or we can say his rational being, and he is just giving or surrendering his faith on the poet's thoughts, we can say. And from this another phrase comes, and that is the poetic faith, that is also invented or coined by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So I think you have already understand what is this willing suspension of disbelief is. So now let's move to some examples. For the most common example, we can say the ghost movies, the ghostly series, or we can say any evil movies like Conjuring 2 or The Nun, or we can say Harry Potter movies. Everything there is something fantastic. We know that that cannot happen in our actual world, that is completely fictional. But why we believe that? Because to be entertained. Okay, so we can say that when the reader wants to be entertained, he can think whatever he is wishing to think. Then there must not be any logic or illogic, we can say. Okay, so in the cases of the ghost movies, ghost cinemas, do you think there are already ghosts around you? No, they are not there, but you are still afraid. Why? No, because we like to be afraid, we like to be terrified, we like to be entertained. That is the main reason behind this, and that is the willing suspension of disbelief from the artist's end. Okay, but who has this willing suspension of disbelief? Is this the poet, or is this the reader? The answer is the readers, because we suspend our disbelief, our logical sense of anything. So the main focus is to be entertained, and that is to be prioritized. Okay, so Coleridge has coined this term willing suspension of disbelief or suspension of disbelief. So if we look for the literary examples, then Coleridge's own The Rime of the Ancient Mariner is a great example of this suspension of disbelief. Another example is Christabel, and Coleridge is not the first one to introduce this. Actually, this happens from the time immemorial, from Shakespeare's time, from Horace's time, from the time of actually Iliad and Odyssey, and before that, if any literary piece existed before that, then obviously that must be there, because the fairy tales, that is one of the oldest specimens of literary topics, we can say. That is completely the willing suspension of disbelief. Actually, there is no such unicorns, no such prince or princesses or magical fantastic creatures, but we believe them, we still believe them. So we can say that this willing suspension of disbelief is one of the major part, one of the most major part of literary topics. Okay, so hope this will be of help. If this helps you, then please give it a like, do share with your friends, and thank you for watching this video.